Now, let's talk about the first expeditions before we go to the Battle of Badr. The first expedition, Sariya, that happened is about 7 or 8 months after the hijrah of the Prophet. So the Prophet migrates to Medina. After about 7, 8 months, there's a confrontation. The Prophet ﷺ sent this expedition, and he appointed his uncle Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib as the commander of that army, and he sent 30 Muslims with Hamza. All of them from the Muhajirin, not the Ansar. At this point, the residents of Medina, the Ansar, they did not participate in any of these battles or expeditions. Only those who migrated from Mecca were mobilized to participate. Why? Number one, they were driven out of their homes, and the Meccans had confiscated their money and property. So this was an attempt to reclaim some of their property from those pagans. Secondly, the Prophet was sending a message to the people of Ansar. Look, I didn't come to your city in Medina, to send your men and get them killed. Later on, if you'd like to join, like they did later on, you're welcome, but I'm not going to impose it on you. So initially, we had 30 Muslims from the Muhajirin, from the migrants, who went with Hamza in order to participate in this expedition. Yes?
These 30, were they chosen by the Prophet, or they opted for themselves to go?
The historical accounts do not tell us exactly why those 30. Was it by the suggestion of the Prophet, or the Prophet made an invitation and they were the first 30 to come forward? That's probably the most likely scenario, because the Prophet would not specifically command anyone to go to war. He would give a general command. That
in future, the battles when we see, Prophet did not ask anybody personally to...
Exactly. The Prophet usually did not ask anyone specifically to come and fight. He would issue a general command. Oh, you Muhajirin, we want 30 to go and fight. And I think, those 30, they themselves came forward. Yeah, I don't think the Prophet would go after them and tell them, hey, you have to go to war. This is not something that the Prophet would normally do. So they go to the coast of the Red Sea, and basically, over there, they reach the land of Juhayna. Abu Jahl was there with 130 fighters and Meccans with him. The Muslims were how many? 30. But their enemies were 130, so they were greatly outnumbered. And basically, the reason for this expedition was to send a strong message to the Meccans. Look, you're conspiring. You're still driving us out of your homes. You're confiscating our property. We're not going to stay silent anymore. Now, Abu Jahl had not come there to specifically fight. He had organized a caravan to do business. They went to intercept that caravan and to show their might. Yes, you outnumber us. We're only 30, but we have a strong determination. Now, what happens in that expedition, one of the citizens of Juhayna, of that land, his name is Majdi ibn Amr al-Juhani, he mediated between them, and he told them, look, let's not fight. Let's just come to an agreement. Abu Jahl, you and your caravan just go back. You Muslims go back to Medina. Let's avoid this war. Hamza said, okay, let's avoid this war. So in this first expedition, there was about to be a confrontation, but there was no war. Nobody got killed. Now some say, what was the point of this expedition then? Why would the Prophet send an expedition like that? The primary reason was to send a strong message to Quraysh that don't think we Muslims, because of our low numbers, we're just going to stand idle. If you don't stop your aggression, we will intercept your caravans. We won't let you do business with North, with Sham. Unless you change your attitude. You respect us as citizens of Arabia. You stop killing our people. You stop driving them out of your homes. And you owe us a lot of money. You owe us a lot of money. You have to give that back. This was a very strong message to them, and that kind of instilled fear in the hearts of the Meccans. You know what? These Muslims are pretty strong. I mean, they came with 30, but they were ready to fight. It was a strong message. So the Prophet ﷺ, it was not his intent in these early expeditions to actually fight. And the best proof is that they avoided it. See, Hamza did not insist. When that guy mediated, Hamza said, okay, let's avoid war. But you enemies realize that we're serious here. We're not playing anymore. The days are over when you can get away with your persecution. For 13 years in Mecca, we didn't do anything. We stayed silent. And every day you would come, harass us, punish us, kill some of us. You drove some of us to Habasha. And you ruined our lives. This has to change. It's time that you respect Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's time that you respect Islam. Yes, we don't want to impose anything on you, but you respect us. But the Quraysh, because of their arrogance, they're like, these Muslims, there's no match over here. We can just obliterate them in a night. We could just mobilize 1,000 fighters and get rid of them. They belittled those early Muslims. The Prophet was sending them a message, don't belittle us. We have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with us, and we have very committed fighters. So this was the first expedition. The second expedition came about a month after that, about 8 months after the hijrah of the Prophet. And this is called the expedition of Ubaidah ibn al-Harith. Basically, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent him with 86 people from the Muhajirin. Again, you did not have any Ansar. And they reached a place in Hijaz called Thunyat al-Murra or al-Marra. Yes?
The first expedition was 8 months after the Hijrah.
The first expedition was about 7 or 8 months.
And then this one was 8 months.
This one is about just a month after that. So about 8 months after the Hijrah. So basically they were pretty much concurrent. This was just a few days after the first expedition. Now that one was led by Hamza. This one was led by Ubaidah ibn al-Harith, ibn Abd al-Muttalib, which is, a cousin of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This time, they were instructed to go and intercept the caravan of who? Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan basically had 200 people with him from the Meccans on that caravan, on that journey. This man had 86 under, the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ who had dispatched him. They go and they meet Abu Sufyan in that place, which is called Thaniyat al-Murra or al-Marra. There is a fight that's about to break out. Even some of the archers, they got their, bows and arrows ready. But again, there was a mediation effort to stop the war. Now, interestingly, in this battle, or this expedition, it wasn't really a battle because there was no battle, 2 people came from Mecca and joined the Muslims. One of them, if you remember, was who? Al-Miqdad ibn Amr. Remember Al-Miqdad, one of the best companions of the Prophet? He stayed back in Mecca because Al-Aswad, who was his master and the one who gave him asylum status in Mecca, he banned him from joining the Prophet because he was an enemy of the Prophet. So he was waiting for the appropriate time to flee Mecca. If they would see him flee, they would kill him. So he went with Abu Sufyan on this expedition, and his idea was there's going to be a confrontation with the Muslims. I'll defect and, change sides. So Al-Miqdad ibn Amr and Utbah ibn Ghazawan, they were 2 people who were really Muslims, and they joined the Muslim side. It was at this incident that this happened. This is about 8 months after the migration of the Prophet ﷺ. So this was the second expedition, and also there was no war. And that indicates that the Prophet was not trying to attack them, as some Orientalists would claim. See, he tried to go to war and attack them. Okay, if he tried to go to war, then why did they accept the mediation effort? It was clear they did not want war, but they were sending Quraysh a powerful message that we're serious, stop conspiring against us. Now the first expedition to be joined by the Prophet ﷺ was called Ghazwat al-Abwa. This time the Prophet, he himself, left in Shahr Safar, 2nd year of the Hijrah. So this is almost 12 months after the migration of the Prophet. He himself, the Prophet, joins this expedition, and he gives the banner in the hands of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now who does he leave behind back in Medina? Sa'd ibn Ubadah. He keeps him in Medina, to look after the affairs of the Muslims. This is called Ghazwat al-Abwa. It was a place called Abwa. And basically the same thing happened. The Prophet ﷺ did not attack the mushrikeen, and there was a mediation effort, and the war was avoided. So far, how many expeditions do we have that did not result in war? 3. This is the third one. The first 2 were not joined by the Prophet. The third one was joined by the Prophet himself. All indications the Prophet did not want to fight. He was not, rushing to kill those pagans. In fact, he did want to negotiate with them. He did want to send them a message that, look, I'm strong and you need to negotiate with me. Because the Meccans at this time, they saw themselves so high and powerful. We negotiating with Muhammad? Never. Who's he for us to negotiate with? The Prophet was showing them, no, you have to negotiate with me. The days are over when you just disregard us like that. Now we have a state, now we have a community, and we have motivated fighters. You better negotiate with us. Don't just conspire and continue killing our members and driving people out of Mecca. Those days are over. The Prophet was sending this message. Otherwise, what's the point? 3 times you go out and there's no war. Why? Why are you wasting your time? The reason why I keep emphasizing this is because Orientalists, or those people who have anti-Islamic resentments, they tell you, see, Muhammad was a man of war. He was mobilizing people to go to war, and he wanted to kill the pagans. Okay, if he wanted to kill the pagans, why didn't he then? Why 3 times you go and you avoid the battle? You said, no, let's come back. Yes.
This was not a war, but it's still called the Ghazwa.
It's called the Ghazwa because the Prophet was present with them, but the war never actually happened. So we do, by the way, when we said we have 93 Ghazwas and Sariyas, not all of them resulted in battles. Some of them did, but not all of them. Especially those early ones, the Prophet would avoid the battle. Even at Badr, we'll see, the Prophet tried to avoid the war, but they insisted on the war.